All right, Hope, let's go. Good girl. Very good. Let's go. Let's go. Come. Yes. Good. Very good. Come. Good. Okay. 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 So okay. Sit. Yes. Down. Down. Yes. Very good. Hi. So this is a reference video for Life with Hope when she comes home from training. And first thing that I just did just now is demonstrate a proper way to walk with Hope. Now, I would encourage you to usually use a collar around her neck instead of the harness, especially for the next couple of months, right? Because with the collar, you can communicate more. And communication is a major part of leadership. So when you take walks, walks give you an opportunity to change the dynamics of a relationship from companionship to leadership. And the collar around the neck will help you to send those signals and then condition her mindset to conform to that. So now you have a collar around her neck, you have a leash hooked to it. The idea is you want to get her used to walking on one side of you. So I train her to get used to the left side because it's easier to protect her from oncoming traffic on the road that way. So when you walk with her, you should try to avoid as much as possible pulling her if in case she gets invested in one area and she's moving her energy towards that area. Never pull, rather use what I simply call a nudge or a yank of the collar. So if I don't ask her to follow and then, okay, so she picked up with my pace. But let's say if I'm trying to change the direction this way, now instead of pulling her, what I rather do is just yank like that and let her do the movement. I'll yank again if she doesn't do it. Yank a third time. Yes. And then when she makes the attempt, then we can move. This way. Yes. Good. If she's too far, I can yank to get her closer to me. Yes. Yank to change direction, allow her to be the one to walk so that this is loose when we're walking, right? That's the whole idea. That's the whole principle. So you don't want to be pulling. You want this to be loose like that. If she's too far, just yank. When she gets closer, yes. Good. Okay, this way. Let's go. Yank. Yes. Good. And then I always encourage with that verbal cue, right? Yes is my marker for everything good, everything that I approve of. Yes, 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 yes. And then, incidentally, no is the marker for everything that I disapprove of, right? Come. Yes, right? So even if I say come and she's coming, I approve with my yes. This way, yes. When she changes direction after my nudge, I approve with a yes. This way, yes. Very good. Okay, closer. Yes. Sit. Yes. No, just sit. Just sit. Good. Just sit. Very good. She's used to me usually asking her to do it down after I sit. So she was offering the behavior even though I didn't ask. So that's the idea for your walks. So always practice your walks that way. Now, as I've said, yes is my marker for everything good, everything I approve of. And the timing of the marker is also important, right? So for instance, if I ask her to do it down, Hope, down. Yes. Yes comes the moment these elbows make contact with the ground. That is when she is in a down, right? And I don't wait 2 seconds after that. I do it immediately that contact is made, right? So if I free her, for instance, Hope, free. Free. Yes. When I free her, the expectation is she'll get up and she can do what she wants. Now, the yes comes the moment she gets up, right? I don't wait for her to get up and then wait a few seconds to say it. The moment she gets up, it's a free. If I ask her to do a sit, Hope, come. Yes. Even with the come, when I say come, come. Yes. The moment she makes the first step, yes follows, right? Hope, yes. If I call Hope, the moment I get the attention, yes follows. Hope, yes. Sit, yes. When I say sit, the moment her bum touches the floor, yes follows. Free, yes. Very good. So one of the things that I tried to do with Hope was to get her to a stage where without treats, I can still get good results from her, right? And I'm not using anything but the standard collar in the leash. This remote over here is for that noise maker over there, just so he doesn't disturb. It's not for Hope. Hope just has her standard collar, a red one, and a leash. That's it. So I'm not even going to be giving her any treats, right? I even realized the treats I have this morning, she doesn't like them. So we're going to be working without treats. Now, I encourage you to start with treats. Okay. So all that's gonna happen is hope, yes, and then she gets a treat. That's all. Every time after yes, follow with a treat immediately, right? I'm not using treats, so it's just gonna be hope, yes, right? But then with you, I want you to start with treats, at least for the first couple of weeks, okay? So that you can get a proper hang of everything, get her engagement and all that. The reason that's important is because relationship is a huge part of this whole thing, right? And if you're going to take your relationship to a relationship of leadership, it's easier when the things that you do are very similar to the things that she's been through over here, and you are doing them confidently. And treats will help you to accomplish that. Treats will help you to have her attention more. She easily gets distracted. That has improved a lot, by the way, but if you don't use treats and you're having that challenge, you might get frustrated. I don't want you getting frustrated at all. I want you to rather be building more and more of your confidence and your ability to get your dog to listen to you. So use treats. And the treats that I recommend, which I know she likes, are chicken sausage chopped up into pieces. You can just boil them for like 5 minutes after you've chopped them up into pieces. Cool them, and then you can use that as your treats, right? So use treats. Now, as I said, follow every response to an instruction with yes. Hope. Yes. Very good. So when I say hope, I just wait. As soon as I get the attention, yes. And you see, yes encourages her to come to me. Hope. Yes. Sit. Yes. Down. Good girl. Down. Yes. Free. Yes. Very good. So a yes follows any response to any behavior. So I'm going to bring her close. All right, hope. Yes. Sit. Good girl. Sit. Yes. Good. Down. Yes. Free. Yes. Okay, so even free is followed by a yes, right? So let's do that sideways. Hope. Gonna wait for her time. Yes. Sit. Yes. Down. Good girl. Down. Yes. Free. Yes. Good girl. Very good. Very good. Okay, so I just wanted to bring her up close so you can mark the moments I use yes. Okay. So that's very, very important. Now, these are the things that she's learned. As I said, I try to get her to a stage where without treats, I can still get responses from her very, very well. Why? Because she's already a little bit older, right? I think he said she was a year and a couple of months when she came here. So usually at that age, they have inherent behaviors that you have to help adjust by introducing new behaviors. And so when we work with treats, and then I take the treats out of the picture, I noticed that she stopped listening. I noticed that she just, would go back to her usual behaviors, right? So in order to let her understand that, okay, there's going to be obstacles in your way until you offer me the behaviors that I have taught you. And then if you offer the behaviors and I'm satisfied, those obstacles are going to disappear. That's, in a way, putting pressure on her before she gets access to certain freedoms that, she's naturally been used to. And I'm going to show you that in a video after this. So after this, I'm going to show our routine, our everyday routine. And that's one of the reasons why the crate is very important. That's why one of the reasons I asked you to get one. Come. This way. Good. This way. Good. Let's give a frontal. Sit. Yes, very good. That's one of the reasons I asked you to get one, right? So the crate is going to be a major part of building healthy routines that are going to help you to enforce more discipline and obedience and hope, right? Without punishing her in any way, without punishing her and then hitting her or whatever, just using barriers and obstacles to give her a sense of purpose, basically. So that will follow this. But another thing I want to point out is what is known as leash pressure, right? Because as I said, a certain amount of pressure is always important to help a dog understand things better, to get them more solid, right? So for instance, if I want her to lie down right now, and let's say there were dogs around and then I'm saying down and she's not listening, and I need her to lie down, I have conditioned her to the leash. So now when she feels a tug downward like that, she responds by going down. See how simple that was? So I'm going to come closer and do that again. Free. Yes. So first I'm going to do a sit. So when I raise, see she goes into a sit and then I drop it immediately, right? So let's do that again. Hope. Yes. Good. Hope. Yes. Yes. Good, 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 good. All right. So let's go back this way. So I'm going to raise this up, and then when she sits, I'll release. Yes. That is leash pressure. That is applying leash pressure. Now, I condition her to this because it's important. If I don't, the day you need to really get her to sit in the midst of chaos, instead of respond with a sit to what I just did, she'll rather be fighting it, and things will get even more chaotic. That's why I did that. And then if you want her to do it down, if you tug downward, she will respond very quickly by lying down without you having to use much pressure at all. So she's been conditioned to leash pressure when you want her to sit and when you want her to lie down, right? Free. Yes. Free. Yes. Good. Very good. So it was very important that I point that out, so that is something that you can also include in your practice. So when you walk with her, just do that. And then wait, when she sits, release, right? So sometimes when you walk, don't talk. Pick days that you deliberately walk without speech, right? So it will look something like that. What I did was just tell her, come. And that's what I did again, just yank it to get her to follow me. And as you see, there's no pressure here. And I'm not talking to her. And she sits because I need her to sit. And she's down because I need her to lie down. And if I leave her in a stay, she's going to stay in that down. Then when I'm ready to move with her, I'm just going to yank. And then we can move. So we're going to go back and do that one more time. This time just in a sit. Yes. Don't even say yes. I don't know why I said yes. And then if I leave her, she's going to stay in that sit. And then when I'm ready for us to move, just yank and then we move, okay? You should practice this routine with Hope every single time you're letting her out of her crate. So you just walk up to her crate and then you ask her to sit. Sit! And you mark when she does. Yes. Then, yes. You make sure you mark when she is sitting, right? If she gets up, you ignore her. If she sits, you mark yes. Then you open casually. Just step aside with the expectation that she's going to stay. Now, if you are to open and then she gets up, you say no and you shut it immediately. Or if she's stepping out without you asking, you say no, you walk up to the crate quickly, and then you shut the door, and then you ask her to sit again, right? But she's been doing well. She hardly makes that mistake. So now, when you are ready to let her out, you do so. No! So that's an example. Since she's not coming out, that's why I'm not shutting the gate. I'm waiting for her to correct herself. Yes! Then when you're ready to let her out, you can free her. Free. Yes. Good. So now when she's free, you want to be the one to let her out the door. So I'm going to let her either sit or lie down and then hold it until I open and let her out. Okay, Hope, sit. No, just sit. Yes. Very good. So I want her to be clear with instructions. So when I say sit and she lies down, so the door pretty much was going to run into her, so she got up. So that's a mistake she couldn't avoid. So I just asked her to sit again. Hope, sit. Yes, good girl. All right. So again, when she sits, the idea is she has to sit and stay seated and wait on me. Okay, that's the whole idea of teaching a dog to stay. Don't necessarily need to give the command. The idea is when you ask her to sit, and you mark it, she's supposed to stay there until you ask her to do otherwise. So when I'm ready to let her out, then I'll do that. Free. Yes. Good. So first I'm going to shut this door. So now before I let her out of the main house, again, I'm going to ask her to either sit or lie down. This time I'll let her do it down. Hope. When she's done scratching herself. Yes. All right, Hope. Down. Yes. Very good. So I give the instruction once. I hold the gesture. This is the gesture for down. I point down like that and then ask her to lie down. And then when she does, yes. So again, I open the door with the expectation that she stays down. I step outside. Sometimes I'll deliberately walk back inside and walk past her to make sure that she's actually obeying. Yes. Every time I say yes, I'm just enforcing the behavior. Or I can just say down to enforce it. And then when I'm ready to let her out. Free. Yes. Very good. Now when she comes out, this is where we go straight to. Because over here, this is where I teach them to poo and pee. So when there's no big distraction like this one trying to disturb her, she's going to run straight onto the mat and then do her business. Hope, go and finish. Good girl. So I usually want to stick around and then wait for them when they are supposed to poo and pee and stuff, so that when they are done, I can praise. It's important to praise so that you encourage the behavior. Yes! Yes, good girl. Very good. Very good. Very good. Good. Very good. Yes. So that is the first cuddle of the morning. So we don't do any cuddles until we get everything right, right? So it's mission oriented. So when she wakes up every morning, there's a mission. The mission is to come over here and do her business. But before she comes, we use the stages stepping out to practice the things that she has learned. And then by the time we get out, she goes over there, she does her business, and then we can now cuddle, I can now pet her and stuff, right? When she comes out in the morning, you shouldn't just begin to pet her. If you do that, you're missing out on the opportunity to keep her sharp with her behaviors or with her routines. You're missing out on that if you just start to cuddle or start to pet her right away in the mornings. So that's about it. Be mindful about your markers, right? The marker is the yes. So when you ask for a behavior, hope, yes. So even with the call, when I call her, as soon as she starts to come, I say yes to mark that behavior. So if I ask her for a down, for example, hope, down. Yes, immediately she goes down. Then I mark that as well, right? Even when I free her, I mark that moment. Free, yes. So the moment she gets up to free herself, I mark that, right? Hope, yes. So when I get her attention, I mark it. Hope, sit. Yes. When I ask for a sit, I mark the moment she sits. This one is following suit as if I'm talking to you. Down. Yes, mark that moment as well. Okay, so as far as her commands goes, she's doing very, very well. Her attention span has improved. You can see there's still room for improvement, but I mean, she grew with that for what, about a year or more than that. So it's understandable. It'll get even better over time the more you practice with her. So I recommend practicing like this every single day, right? That's why you should create her. So the idea is to create her day and night for at least the next 2 months so that you can practice these routines. And then afterwards, you can give her more freedoms again.